We're approaching 5:30, and that's when I have been assigned to quit. I put the body on. I just wanted to get a feel for it, how it's going to look. The red trucks, I'm going to leave them red. I don't care what you say. I'm not going to let this get painted. I'm just going to keep it red because it's mine. It's going to be, all the red parts are 3D printed. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't change this. This is the production deck that I just printed. It's not coming out well. I got to work on why my supports aren't working nicely. But in any case, dimensionally it's off. Only in that I found I needed to trim that back. That rounded edge needs to be a little more flat, a little more bullnose. I didn't see that until after. But here we go into this corner. I'm going to be right down on it. I got the light on. You see it just rolls right around. Rolls right around. That's what we're going to do. And then it rolls back. I don't know how I can do this any better. At any rate, it rolls around, and then we go into this turn, which is the tight turn, right? The messy turn. And you can see it gets really close, right? It gets really close. But look how the corners kind of stay almost in spot, right? Almost in the spot. We're coming around. The trucks are fine. They're all rolling on the rails. There's no pulling off angle. And then it comes back to straight. And there you see how the fireman, if he stays on that deck of the engine, he'll be fine. And it's feasible, if we didn't have that tight turn, it could be feasible that we have a bellows. You see how close it comes? And then in the other angle, how close that comes? Yeah. The other thing I wanted to point out was I have mounted the rear truck. I'm having a bind here, and I think, I'm not sure what it is. Okay. Anyway, I've got the rear truck mounted, and it's swiveling and doing what it's doing, and everybody seems to be happy. Oh, maybe it's getting caught right on that corner. I might have to move it a tiniest bit. I pushed it back. Maybe I pushed it back a little too far. Damn it. Okay, we'll see what I have room for when I get the new place on. Here we come back into the turn, and it goes really nice. I like you to see it straight ahead so you get a feel of it. And this truck is off the rails. There we go. All right, I'll work on that. Oh, I know why. I've moved this edge up. This edge here, it's beveled, as you can see, and it's moved up 4 millimeters. So there's going to be more room on this plate than there is on that deck plate. The other thing I like is this mounts to the bottom of the fields of the motor. And if those, I'm going to beef this up a little bit so it's a nicer mount. So we're now, if we're pulling here, is now the pivot. That's the pivot for the, yeah, it looks like that. Looks like that. Upside down. Upside down. Okay. So it looks like that. There'll be an insert in there. So when we pull from here, we're going to be trying to compress it back, but we're also going to be pulling from the motor. So, and this is pretty thick plastic. This is all very thin, very open because it's a speed print. I do them fast. I do them at like 10% infill, which means it's largely air. When I build production, it's going to be 50 to 70% infill. So this thing's going to weigh 7 times as much. Okay, so it's going to be much more durable and more thick and stiff and all that. At any rate, insert goes here to pull the tongue. Now, what that's done is it was here, now it's back here. That, instead of having that big hangout, it's now going to be closer to the center line of the engine. So it's not going to be pulling this guy off so much. That was one goal. The other thing is mounting it to the motor gives me more security of mounting in 4 places. But if I don't screw this down, that means I could take the shell off and have everything in place, leaving this hooked to the motor. So I would have a functional chassis system with the drawbar to the tender and no shells necessary, meaning for the hobbyist, for the builder, you could build out your engine. You could put in all your parts, debug it, tune it, run it, get it going the way you want it, then put the bodies on. I'm a developer. I'm an old retired engineer, so I do things that way. I develop things in stages. I want to get it running. We would get the scanners running with no skins on them. You know, you see all the pipes, all the hoses, and all the wires. Oh God! You put the skins on it, it runs the same. It's just that you can't see anything, and that's what the customer wants to see. He just wants to see the body paint. He doesn't want to see the ball bearings and the clutch and the engine. We want to see the clutch and the engine and everything. We want to see all that, all the linkage. We want to see everything. So that's why when you see me running my engine, there's one guy bugged me about, when are you going to put a body on it so it looks like a real engine? Well, I may never, because I'm testing and tuning, you know. Any case, this is where we're at. Now, what's happened in the course of events, as you can see pretty clearly, if I line this up right, you look down there, the tender is a little taller now. It's a little taller now, and you can see the full view of the grease boxes. You see them in the springs. You get a better view. I have pushed those wheels down a little bit. I think it's like maybe 2 millimeters. I'm not sure. You think, oh, a millimeter. Well, that's about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16, something like that. So it's a little bit, okay. Oh, look, this thing isn't sitting. It'll move up. You see that? It'll move up a little bit, so it'll be actually closer. It should be about 15 millimeters from the cab, which I thought was pretty darn good for what I had. I had 25. Where are you going with that? So, as we look at this, coming through the turns, give you overhead if I can. There we go. You can see if the engineer stands on his side, he's okay. He takes a scoop of coal. This is oiler, okay. But if he is on a coal train, he takes a scoop of coal, and he can just turn around and shovel it in the hole. And his footing doesn't get harmed in any way. He's not going to fall off. And I think this is, for, you know, we can't make it exact, right? It's a toy train, for crying out loud. But now you get to see how tight that gets. This is not a sharp turn though. But where is it? Yeah, it might be a sharp turn. At any rate, there it is. That's how tight it gets. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Oops. So it should be okay. It should be okay. It's rolling nice and easy. I'm going to work on that. Well, he'll have more room. He'll have more room once I put the new one on. That's right. That may take care of it. Okay, so that's what we got. That's what I did today. Let me show you what the bottom looks like so you can maybe better appreciate. I'll put this down for a second. Help, I can't see. Oh no, all the lights are out. What's going on? What are you doing up there? There we go. Here you can see, baby, you can or can't, but I moved that back. I moved this back just a little bit. Now it's running into this guy here, and that's going to be closer, 4 millimeters up. So he's going to have a lot more room. There, you can see. He's going to have a lot more room with that edge like that. Okay. This looks like it's going to work. Maybe not. Oh, it's close. It's close. I'll do some checking. I did check it. I was a little maybe loose. I don't know. But here's the drawbar. It's very simple gooseneck drawbar. Flat here, comes back. You can see these guys. There's a land you can see there. There's room. I have pushed that mounting rivet down, so I've pulled the wheels up. It's like I've raised the car, like raising your car, put 2-inch lifts on it or something. I've raised it. So that helped me get this clearance that I needed. You can see that clearance here if you want. Get the clearance. So we've got lots of room. We could take super tight turns, not that we need to, but you can see we can go over. It's going to be okay. And this moves really nice here. This wheel will get the third wheel. We don't have the all-wheel pickups in here. Those are like leaf springs. They're like wire springs. But they're going to keep these two. This is going to keep these wheels level with spring tension, and so they'll always be touching the track, and there'll be pressure down on them to stay on the track. And so that'll level all this movement out. It won't be flippy floppy like that, because these are going to be all-wheel pickups. It's going to be a lot of holes, screws, wires, plates. You'll see. And I'm hoping tomorrow, now that I think I've got this. But look at all the red. Is that fun? Oh, I got the right, put in updated brush piece in here. Took out the motor, so I got freewheel. Took out the armature, so it's freewheel. This will fit better when I get this on. This is looking really good. I'm going to flatten that plate out next time. I'll probably just file this one down so it clears properly. So there's up and down motion, and then when they rotate, it'll just be a slight gap between the tender and the plate. I think it's fine. We're going to have some opportunity for up and down. I was thinking about bringing out just a little, maybe a foot. Think of a foot. 3 millimeters, maybe 4 millimeters, a little plate that you could, that would rest on, or you could see it. Might do that. As long as it doesn't interfere with the up-down undulating track. I don't have any, but some people have, going up hills and stuff. Whew, wow, okay. Printed all these parts last night. Had this part, printed this new iron today, had the fields, I just put them in. The reason I had changed fields, two reasons. They had the clocked arc magnets, which are not as high performance as the one. This is more high performance. But the other thing is it had the extra holes that I could put the inserts in so I can screw to the bottom. I have wanted to do this for over a year. I put holes in the bottom of my fields over a year ago, and I knew what I wanted to do, but I never got time to do it, or a reason to do it. Now I do. So this is going to look like this. You see how much shorter that is right there. Those holes are I had to make a notch. I'm going to have to notch this too. I'm going to notch this and flatten the other end and put a little foot on that. And then I think that'll do it. Tomorrow I'm going to be building the tender up and wiring. That's my goal. I'm done with all this fitting crap, okay? I want to get the engine. The engine, we know it runs. It's over there sitting, it runs, okay? I want to get it in its body, on its chassis, on the real thing. Okay, I gotta run. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Appreciate all the inputs. I have not had this much input from viewers in ever, I don't think. I mean, 1 or 2 or 3, but 4 or 5, 6 guys, new guys, don't know your names, all that. It's really great. It really feels good. Reminder to if you're not registered, or what do you call it? If you're not signed up as a subscriber, please do that. It helps me. I'm trying. I don't get money on this. I'm trying to get to that point, but I need a few more people watching, and I need more people watching just a little longer. I'm a little short. If I could get over this hump thing, I think I'll be able to make a few bucks, and that'll help me pay for my supplies. That's all it does. I'm retired, okay? I'm eating, it's fine. But I'd like to get a little extra play money for the hobby. Okay, I'm gonna run off later. Have a good night. It's Saturday, maybe party time. Okay.